Hey y'all, Margo Way here. Welcome back to the Let It Go show. If you are just joining us, in part 1, we talked about being stuck in a house you cannot leave, and how, when you cannot move, you improve. Today, we get into the part that actually keeps people frozen in place. So let me ask you another honest question. How many of you have stood in the middle of a messy room full of fire and determination and announced to absolutely nobody, "That is it, I am throwing all of this out today"? And then 45 minutes later, you are sitting on the floor holding one single coffee mug, having a full emotional experience, and the room looks exactly the same. Maybe a little worse. Been there. The trash bags are still empty, and now I am crying. That is a Tuesday for me. Here is what I think happened to all of us. Somewhere along the way, the internet decided that the only acceptable answer to a full house was a completely empty one. Minimalism this, declutter that, 10 items in your whole kitchen, and one sad little plant on the windowsill. And listen, I love a clean counter as much as the next woman who has shoved a junk drawer's worth of tangled cables into a pretty basket 2 minutes before company knocked on the door. I am not against tidy. But somewhere in all of that, we picked up a nasty little belief. We started to feel like if we are not ready to let go of something, there must be something wrong with us. Like we failed the decluttering test. Like we are one cardboard box away from being on a television show. So I want to say this real clear today. You are not a hoarder. You are in limbo. And those are two completely different things. Let me tell you the difference because it truly matters. Clutter is the stuff that is genuinely done. It served its purpose, the feeling has gone out of it, and now it is just taking up space out of pure habit. That is the stuff you can let go of. And you should. And honey, it feels wonderful when you finally do. But then there is the other kind. The stuff that is not done with you yet, and you are not done with it either. Your mama's good china. The crib both your big kids slept in. The boxes for a little business you have not started, but have not given up on either. That is not clutter. That is your life paused. That is stuff in limbo, waiting on a decision you are not ready to make yet, in a season when you do not have the time or the heart to make it. And here is the part nobody tells you. You are allowed to not be ready. You are allowed to keep your mama's furniture without justifying it to a single living soul. You do not have to throw your whole history in a dumpster just because your house ran out of room before your heart did. Now, in part 1, I told you that you cannot renovate a kitchen while you are still cooking 3 meals a day in it. And the very same thing is true of your heart. You cannot make a clear-headed decision about your mama's china while you are stepping over the box of it every single morning, exhausted, with a baby on your hip and a husband on a video call in the dining room. You cannot decide what stays and what goes when every bit of it is still piled up in the exact room where the deciding has to happen. The mess itself is the thing that keeps you frozen. So the trick is not to force the decision today. The trick is to make room to make that decision later with a clear head when you are not standing right in the middle of the chaos. You get the things that are not done with you out of the splash zone, somewhere safe and dry, so the work can actually begin. You give the in-between stuff an in-between home. So that is where we will leave it today. If you have got a guest room full of guilt and a garage full of maybes, well, congratulations. You are a completely normal human being with a heart and a history. You are not broken. You are just in the middle of something, and the middle is allowed to be messy. You do not have to have it all figured out by tonight. You just have to give the unfinished parts of your life somewhere to rest, while you finish becoming who you are turning into. That is not giving up. That is making space. So be gentle with yourself. And when the in-between gets heavy, you can always store it your way. Next time, in part 3, we finally get to the good part, the actual plan. I am going to show you exactly what it looks like to give your life a staging area, what goes in it, and what stays right with you. And I am going to tell you how Renee's story turned out. Spoiler, there is a happy ending and a workshop and one extremely relieved treadmill. I will see you there. Got emotional baggage? We've got units. Head to YourWayStorage.com and book yours in 60 seconds, which is less time than you've spent avoiding this decision. The price you see is the price you pay, sweetheart, because your piece deserves square footage, not another year in the garage. So go on now. When life gets messy, store it your way.